Kenya stood in mourning. As the body of Raila Odinga arrived in Nairobi, thousands of supporters gathered at the airport, their faces heavy with grief and resolve. The planned military reception ground to a halt when mourners, some on foot, others on motorbikes, pressed forward, waving branches, flags, raising voices in sorrow and demand. From there, the crowds moved toward the stadium where his body would lie in state, but tensions rose. Gates were breached, security forces responded with tear gas, and gunfire rang out. At least 2 people died amid the chaos. In the face of storming crowds and unrest, mourning became a protest. The grief was raw, collective, a people in pain, demanding more than remembrance. Raila Odinga's supporters called him Baba, Father, and today, that title carried weight. In tears, chants, and turmoil, the nation witnessed a people's farewell, marked by both sorrow and defiance. He had been more than a politician. To many, Raila Odinga was a symbol of struggle, of resilience, of hope that refused to die. But today, hope gave way to heartbreak. The planned military reception never fully took place. Crowds pushed through barriers, tears mixing with dust, waving flags and palm branches in farewell. Some walked from miles away. Others arrived on motorbikes, packed shoulder to shoulder. They came not just to see the coffin, but to be part of history, to bear witness to the moment Kenya said goodbye to one of its greatest sons. Sound cue, rising murmur of crowds, then grief turned to chaos. In the crush of emotion, gates were forced open, security lines broke, tear gas filled the air, and suddenly, the sounds of mourning were joined by gunfire. 2 people were killed, many more were injured. Even in death, Raila Odinga's journey stirred the same passion, the same power that defined his life. For his followers, mourning was not silent. It was defiant, it was political, it was love, loud and unashamed. Soft, somber instrumental fades in. At Uhuru Gardens, prayers were said. Candles burned through the afternoon wind. Elders wept opally. Young people sang liberation songs from his early days. And as dusk settled, the crowd began to thin. Slowly, quietly, the chants faded into whispers. In their faces, one truth remained. This was not just the farewell of a man. It was the closing of an era, the end of a long, unfinished struggle. Raila Odinga, Baba to millions, left behind a legacy etched deep in Kenya's soul. A legacy that will continue to echo in every rally, every vote, every dream of a better nation. Be tuned for more developing news. James Boyad. Reporting for Best International News, Nairobi.